Okay, so what I was saying that strings are a sequence of Unicode characters, right? So this is a definition of strings, Unicode characters. And what we can write here? We can write that empty string can also be created. How we can create empty string? Just take a variable and write something like this. Within single quotes or double quotes we can write. So if I just try to print this like this, a equals to, or maybe string, str is a common convention that we use like this. Str is a keyword, let me give str1, that is a good. And if I just print it, print str1, and if I just try to run it, it will show that nothing is available. So what would happen if I just write like this, bool of str1? Let us also check that. Okay, so boolean of empty string gives us a false result. Okay, but if I just write anything such as Python is a great language, right? If I just like this, Python is a great language, and if I just run this, you will able to see that it's returning true. So from this exercise we come to conclusion that empty string gives us a false boolean result, and a string that contains some lines of statement also gives us true result, right? So this was the thing that we need to notice. Next comes that a string is an immutable. A string is a immutable data type. That is, it contains, cannot be changed. So what do we mean by this statement? Suppose there is a statement, suppose str1 is equals to Python is a great language. If I just write str, suppose at index maybe 0, I want to assign with something called Jython. Okay, hope you remember the Jython thing when we read about the compilers that is used in Python, right? I hope you remember that concept as well. Like C
Yes, sir.
Python, Ironthon, Zython, that kind of things are available. But here we are describing that what will happen if we try to assign j at index 0 in the particular string str1. So I just need to click on run. As you can see, it will raise an error. What error did it raise? It raised that it doesn't support item assignment, or uh, as you can see, it's raised the type error. I just scroll up a bit, or let me hide this pop up, that would be great. It says type object does not support item assignment. This concludes that string is an immutable data type that we can say. Now, how we can access the values in a string? You know that we perform some operations that is called as indexing. Suppose if I just run to write print str1, this we can easily do, and end equals to -1, that is not needed. I just want to write -1. Let me run it. So Okay, it will throw error because it's stuck in. Let me comment out this statement and let me rerun again. Okay,
So that will be str1.
yes, correct. That would be str1. Correct. So as you can see, it's and dot because minus 1 index refers to the last index when starting from the end. So this full stop coming at index minus 1. So this we have learned as previously, like how to use start, stop, step in indexing and slicing mechanism. Now next comes the point how to traverse a string. Okay, how to traverse a string. We can traverse a string using loops. So we can traverse a string using loops, right? So if we just write like this, for I in str1 print I. If I just write this statement, you will see that we are getting each of the values, such as programming is a great language that we are able to see. Now here if I just write like this, because int equals to this means it would be separated by some kind of space. So let me run it again. So as you can see, it is also separated by space that we are able to view. Okay, so I think he joined maybe. Okay, let's accept him as well. Okay, so hi Deepan. So we were discussing on the strings segment. So we are just revising the string concept here. So we just saw that strings are a sequence of characters, Unicode characters. String is an immutable data type that contains cannot be changed, and how we traverse a string using loops. So currently we are seeing that how to traverse a string using loops, and this is the result that we have obtained from the following operations, right? So up to this point we have discussed. Now let's discuss other pointers, right, like that. So next pointers come as, suppose if I describe like something called subject equals to maybe anything that might, maybe let's take a thing called Java. Okay, so subject equals to Java. Now if I just write like this, for I in for I in range length of Java, length of, here it would be the subject, and here I just want to print the subject of I that I want to print, and end is of course whatever we mentioned here, it would be a new line or a space. So we are just describing that it should be like kind of space. So this is the way how we can traverse a string. If I run this segment, then let's see what is okay. So print subject I, is it, let me run it again. For a subject of I and equals to this. Okay, for I okay, as you can see here, we are getting the result as Java in a single line. And if we just remove this end with something else, such as if I just write with dash, what would happen? Let's us also see that. So as you can see, the separators are now replaced by hyphens, right? So this is the function of the end, that attribute that we use in a print statement. that we have learned over this. Now there is another thing that we can learn is using while loop. Okay, so how we can traverse a string using a for loop that we have recently seen. Now we will learn about using while loop. So a while loop that can be used to iterate over a characters of a string. Okay, so how we can iterate? Suppose a string, maybe let's take subject equals to Java, we can take that, or that is not an issue. Next we will let us take subject to equals to JavaScript. Okay, that's also good. Now let's check is while, or let's ask set a variable called index equals to 0, a index variable. So using while loop I need to set a condition that while the index should not be length of the subject to, right, the index should not be less than 0, like length of that subject should not be 0, it should be always greater than 0. So that condition we are mentioning here, that is len of subject to, len of subject to. Okay, so this we have mentioned that while index less than length of subject to, then what we can need to do, we need to print the string that we are going to do. Print, now we are just going to print is subject to index, that we will be performing here. Now if I run this, okay, okay, so it's just gone to, okay, let me check length, while index length of subject 2 and print subject 2 of index, right? And let me just add some end equals to maybe star, and we are just counting the counter value. Okay, so we need to also add the counter value so that we can go to the next iteration that is present here. Now if I just run this script, it would show me that JavaScript as you can see here. Okay, now for the here what I can do, I can do also do like this. Okay, I think that looks a good one. Print JavaScript. Okay, this one we can also do. Now we will learn about string operators, right? Now we will learn about string operators. We will learn about string operators. So string operators, there are mainly two types of operators that we will generally focus about, is the string repetition and string concatenation. So string concatenation is generally defined by this plus symbol, and string repetition we generally do it by using star. Okay, so this one we need to do. Okay, before that, let's check if we can build anything, any type of uh, program or not. So going with the string repetition, this is string 01.py. Let me create another file, that is Python file, of course, string 0 to pi. Okay, great. So this we did, and this is string 01. Okay, before continuing or before moving forward, I would like to ask if there are any questions that you might want to ask. Post that I will proceed further.
It's clear, sir.
Okay, great. Deepan, if you have any queries that you might want to ask.
Nothing, sir.
Okay, okay. So let's move forward. Okay. Suppose I just do you know how we can create a multi-string format, right? So the way to create multi-string is or a comment type of thing is using the triple quotes. So I hope you have seen like this, right? So we can write some comment like this. This is a multi-line string. Something the suggestion that is given it can scan multiple lines, useful for documentation or large text blocks. So this is for a multi strings line. This way we can denote. How we can denote? Using three double quotes, or even we can use three single quotes. Let us check as well. S equals to like this. So this is an another multi-line string. This way we can also define a multi-line string using double quotes, three double quotes wrapped into a string and three single quotes. So this is the way. Now let us see what would happen if I just denote something like this. If I denote something like this, mm, life is great. Okay, so these are the few values that we're getting. Life is great. I love Python. I love programming. Let's take these three lines. Okay. Now, what we are going to do, we want to traverse it, right? So, if I just write for is or for what is this? For statements, right? These are statements. For statement in str, if I do like this, what is the output that we are going to receive? We will see that three lines are there, right? If I just going to run this, I am seeing that life is great, I love Python, I love programming. This is going to happen here. Now, if I do like this, like for character in statement, okay, so check this one. For character in statement, and if I just want to print the characters. Now what is the output would be? So it is showing like this, right? I love programming, life is great, life is great, life is great. Like this is the output it is showing. Okay, so this is also a good thing that it is iterating to every uh, characters, right? I love Python. Okay, like programming. Okay, so what we will able to do now is for char in statement, print statement. Without statement, I just want to print the char. So let us check what is the thing. Now we get it now. So we are going getting like this, programming something in a straight line. Now for simplicity purpose, I am just giving a space like this. And here what I will do, add another thing called flush. Have you heard this keyword or attribute flush, right? Flush equals to true, and here what I will do, I will do one thing, time dot sleep equals to 1, and always remember this time modules comes from another package where we need to import time. So this is the package name from where you are using the time module. So it's sleeping for 1 second, right? So if I just run this output, let's see what happens. So as you can see, this line is, I hope it's visible in your end as well. It's giving a typewriter effect, right? It's giving a typewriter effect. How it's just printing. Life is great, I love programming. Something is getting printed. So this effect you can obviously created in Python. And what is flush? Okay, so when we run print statement like print I love programming or something, print my name, something like that, that statement are initially stored in some kind of buffer. Okay, and then it's get displayed in our console. But when we are saying that flush equals to true, it is directly line by line it is displaying in our console, not all at a once. So this is the difference between flush equals to true and flush equals to false. I hope you got this point. So this is a simple exercise that we did now. Okay, now let's move on to next part, that is the string concatenation. String concatenation. So let me comment all this out, and here what I can do, I can do str1 equals to hello, and str2 it's python. Now what I can do, I can do like this, print str1 plus str2. Now if I just run this, you can see that hello python is displaying in our console. Now what we can do, we can just add one space here using plus again, so that would give me a good readability, right? So this is hello python. Now the next thing that we will discuss is, this is the basic operators that we are going through. Now what we will discuss is, how about concatenating two numbers, right? That we can also view. So for that, let me check if I do have the id ele here. Okay, here it is. Okay, so this is the ideally that we are seeing, right? And here what I will try to do, here I will try to do like this, c equals to 7 plus 6, something like this. And here if I just write print c, it would give me the output. Now the thing that maybe comes in your mind, that how about print c equals to maybe something like this, 7 plus 10, right? And here I just want to print c. As you can see that the 7 and 10, right, 7 and 10, as they are enclosed in single quotes, they are considered as a string, correct? How to identify it? I can just write print type of c, right? This we can do. As you can see, it's showing me the class is str, means this is of a class string. Now what I need to do, if I do like this print, first declare it something like this, d equals to maybe 7 plus 6. As you all know that Python is a dynamically typed language, means the variables data type is assigned at the time of runtime, right? So this we have learned so far. Now here we can see equals to d equals to single quotes 7 plus 6. Now, so what error did we get here? We get here is type error, can only concatenate string not into str, because this is a string, this is an integer, so it is not able to concatenate. Now let's see what we can do. So will it be possible if I do like this, d equals to str, d equals to int, something like this. Let us see whether it takes this or not. In 7 plus 6. Okay, yeah, it's taking, right? Because why it's taking this value? Because we are doing a something operations called as type casting. We are casting a string into an integer type using int keyword, as you can see in this particular example, right? That we have learned so far. Now there is a question that how to use a string replication operator that we are discussing, or the string repetition. Now here if we write a equals to something called as 2 star python, and if I just write to print this out, here we can say that we are getting python means this is a string repetition operations that we have performed, right? So this we have learned so far. There is another thing that we can do about the comparison operators, right? Comparison operators. So what is that? Comparison operators. If someone asks you that, suppose A for apple, B for banana, right? We all know that. Print A greater than B. So anyone can identify what would be the output here in this case. So anyone of you can provide me the output. What would be the output for these statements? A equals apple, B equals banana. Okay, so let me run, I think, okay, let me run it. So as you can see that print A greater than B is giving us a false statement. Why it's giving us false? Because B comes after A, right? So that's why it is giving us a false output here. You all may have remembered that when we try to perform these operations using, okay, to understand it more better, what let me do like this. I hope all remember this one, ORD, right? Can anyone confirm that if they have heard the ORD? Ashna or Deepan?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So it is order, right? What is the character or ASCII character value we can say? So ORD, and here this is B, right? And here it's 98. So first we are comparing the first two characters, right? If A greater than B or not, even Deepan, I think I also help you to understand the example about print this example as well. Car greater than cat, right? This one have I have
Yes,
also,
sir.
yeah. So this one I have also help you, like CA from this car and CAS the same, but where is the change? The change is at R, the ASCII value at R and ASCII value at T. So here the cat is greater than car. So this way we can able to understand. Another thing that we can learn from here is A equals to, suppose, Java, something like this, and B equals to Java. Now, here what we can do, what would happen if I just do like this? It is giving us false, right? It is giving us false. So, and all of you know the reason, maybe, I think you all know. Because print ORD of A is 65 and ORD of that A is 97, right? 65 plus 32, right? After adding 32, it would give me the uppercase characters, right? So as you can see here, that when we are doing A equals to B, it's giving us false because two of the strings are not same, that we can derive from this example. Now let us come into the membership operators. So what are membership operators? So membership operators helps us to check if a specific character or a substring is present within a string. Okay, so there are two type of membership operators are there. So how many types of membership operators are there? There are two types of membership operators. There are two types of memberships operators, right? What are those? Those are in and not in. So what we have written here, there are two types of membership operators, in and not in. Pretty simple. Now what I will do here as well, what I will do, I will assign one list, right? I will assign one list, list 1. Let us write some of the programming names: Java, Python, C, C++. So these are the few Python, so few programming languages that we have stored in a list, right? So these are the few programming languages that we have stored under list 1. Let me press enter, list 1. So if I just want to find that if Ruby, as you all know that Ruby is also a programming language, Ruby in list 1. So what it would say, Ashna or Dipan, try to guess what would be the result here.
False.
Yeah, it would be false because the Ruby doesn't exist in this particular list, right? It is false. But of course, if I just go with Python, right? Python in list 1, so it would give me true. And Deepan, if you are facing any issues in understanding, please let me know so that we can also again revise this concept. Okay, this is pretty much simple that I am explaining to all of you. Okay, so this is in operator and another is not in operator, right? So if I do like this, if I do like this, some same example, Ruby, not in list 1, right? Not in list 1. So it would give me true. Why it is giving me true? Because Ruby is actually not in this particularly provided list. That is Java, Python, C and C++ is not there. So it is giving me a true value. So this what we have learned here. We have learned about membership operators. Now what next, what we will learn? We will learn about identity operator. What we will learn now? We will learn about identity operator. Next we have learned about membership operators. Next we will have identity operator. So this question to you, like, What is an identity operator? If anyone wants to answer this, what is an identity operator? We have already discussed uh, this one in a previous.
Sir, will it show the address?
Yes, it is related to the address, correct? It is related to the address. So the thing is, identity operators is held to determine whether a value is of certain class or type. Okay, so let me give you a simple example here that would be a great thing, right? So that is the best way to understand. Suppose I have this value a equals to, let me move it to ideally, so that would the best thing. Okay, a equals to something called as pen, right? This is pen, and here I have also denote something called as pen. If I write a is b, it is giving me true, because in Python if we have similar type of data, it would point into the same memory location. And I have already shown you that how to check the memory location using the id method, right? If I just write print id of a, it is giving me this location. If I write print id of b, it is giving me the same location. But here if I did, if I do a twist, what twist, let me check. If I do like this, uh, maybe b0, okay, this is a string, so let me write something like this. Let me reassign b equals to maybe something called as pen. And if I now try to run this print a is b, okay, so it is giving me false. Why it is giving me false? Because now it denotes to two different memory location. How to find? I will now find print id of b. See, the memory location have changed. But here if I do the same thing, id of a, it is giving me the a is pointing to the same memory location, but the b memory location has been changed to another memory location. So that's why we are getting a different values. So here is the usage of identity operators, that is and, tell me, is not operator. So what we have learned so far, we have learned about string concatenation, string repetition, and membership operators, that is in and not in, and identity operators, that is and is not operators. So any question till this point? Ashna, Deepan, because you are being a quiet so far.
No, sir, it's clear again.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Clear.
Okay, okay, sure. That's very good. This is the very basic things that I'm discussing, so that uh, now after some time we will go on to the built-in string methods, right? So length, capitalize, title, so lower, upper, count, string, start and end. So these are the ways that we will able to get the built-in string methods. Okay. So for the timing, let me give you a program to solve. Okay, the program is write a programming in Python that would input a string and count the number of vowels present in it. Okay, so let's just start this program and show me. So what is the program? Write a Python program to count the number of vowels in a string. So first, Ashna or Deepan, just let me know how will you approach this program.
Uh, so first we will do the input and then enter a string.
Okay,
After that, we will specify all the vowels, that is A, E, I, O, U in both the small and capital letters.
correct.
And then we can use the membership operator to find it.
Yes, correct. That, and at last we will do a incrementer or counter to count the number of vowels found in that particular string, right? So this way we need to do. Deepan, like what approach do you want to do to achieve this?
Sir, first we have to input a string, then vowels equal to A, E, I, O, U, and count equal to 0.
Okay.
And
Yeah, tell me.
I think we have to take choice in strings. Huh?
Sorry, tell me again.
I think we have to take
Choice.
choice in vowels.
Yeah, we need to select predefined what are the vowels that are present in both the case, that is the uppercase and lowercase, right? So and then we will use the membership operators to find that what is the vowels present in that particular string. If it matches, then the counter will be incremented by 1. So let's do this. Okay, so let's do this. And this is a very easy program, I think, for all of you. So let us do like this: new file, string 03 dot py. String equals to input. So input, enter a string that we are going to input here. Next, what we will do? Next, we will pre-assign vowels like this: a, e, I, o, u, a, e, a, e, I, o, u, something like this we will assign. Next, what we will do? I will do a counter. This is the counter. First it is 0 because count value is 0. Next, what I will do? I will do like this: for character in string. So what is the first line doing? For character in string. So if you just write aeroplane something like this, it would first go for all the lines like A, E, R, O, P, L, N, E. Now it will check that if ch in vowels, if any of the words or characters present in the vowels lines, right? In vowels. Next, the counter will be incremented by plus equals to 1, right? So this is the statements that we are going to do. Next, what we'll do? Count plus equals to 1. So and next is do like this: print number of vowels in the given string. Count. Now if I just run this, It's asking me, let me add aeroplane, right? As you can see, it's giving me the number of vowels is A, E, 2, 3, 4 and 5, right? 5 vowels are there in particular line aeroplane. So this is a small program we did for today, and I will give you some homework today. After some time you will be receiving questions based on strings, and just solve this in a paper or in a VS Code, whatever programming language are there, and send me those VS Code files so that it's easy me to evaluate them. Okay, so I think that's all for today, and on next day we will start to revise the built-in methods, and we will move to next chapter, that is S. So we will pick up on what we can did. What chapter do we pick? Uh, Maybe we will go for list, right? We will go for list.
Okay, sir.
Okay. I hope everything is clear up to this point, right? No issues.
Yes, sir.